Okay, who am I talking to?
Rupert Shrive.
And where are we?
I'm in the Galerie in the Marais, Hoang Beli, 30 Rue Chapon.
And it's your first show in this space?
It is, yes, it is in this gallery, yeah.
So take me through this.
Well, it's the title. It's called Speaking Volumes, and yeah, this is the first image that was on the invitation and the press release, and it's basically an homage. It's a copy of Manet's painting of Berthe Morisot, and I painted it in oil on aluminium, and then crushed it up in order to give it volume, to make it three-dimensional. So it's solid and.
That's one of your signatures.
Yes, yeah. I mean, I in all truth, I haven't. I sort of rather stopped doing it for 10 years. I did it a lot in sort of 2007, 8, 9. But then I kind of stopped, and I was just doing painting for a long time. And I've come back to it, but I'm not working on paper anymore. Now on aluminium and in oil, not acrylic. And different results, really. Different imagery. I've been doing sort of.
Why did you change the materials?
I sort of got slightly. I wanted something a bit more solid and a bit more noble, as it were. I felt paper was. I do still like using paper, but I'm more interested in it for kind of collages. But here's a little fox.
He's great.
Thanks. He's going off to. Some
collector
in Africa, in Nigeria.
Really?
Yeah.
That must feel great.
Yeah, it is great, but it's quite interesting that sort of people don't talk about the life of paintings once they leave the studio or the gallery, and sometimes they have a very interesting, circuit. So they go to all sorts of places.
Like where your collectors are where in the world?
They're all over the place. I've got things all over the world. Lucky. This is the biggest piece. This is
I love this
a large.
piece.
It's a painting really, but it's what's called a polyptych because it's made of lots of little separate canvases, different sizes, and it's all sort of attached to the back together and hung up. And it's very loosely inspired by Flaubert's sort of magnum opus, which is The Temptation of St. Anthony. And so it's a sort of, there's a lot of kind of, bit of symbolism in it, and lots of things going on. He was a hermit in the desert, and the symbol of St. Anthony is the pig. And so here's one of my pigs, crushed up, as I always did. It's actually quite an old piece, this is, but he's there reflected in the painting. So there's a painting of the crushed painting, and there's this Greek word called ekphrasis, which is where, if you say you write a poem about a painting, you're using one medium to describe another artistic medium. So effectively here, I'm using painting to describe a sculpture, and it's also a mirror image.
I love all these animals.
Yeah, I love painting animals, I really do, And this one was a rabbit, symbol of innocence, and I painted it in the year of the rabbit, so that's Chinese for rabbit.
And what does the 6 stand for?
Well, the 6 is the lion. He's supposed to be the devil in the story. He's Mephistopheles, so he's a symbol of,
Isn't it usually 666?
Yes, but it was just a hint. I wasn't trying to sort of illustrate it, but and then there's, it's a really sort of, it's an extraordinary book, and it's very, very elaborate in how his description of the visions he had, these sort of hallucinogenic visions. So these are the sort of poppies representing opium that he was, it's like an opium dream. So there are all sorts of strange things. There are like sort of heads coming out of here, and sort of limb. And then St. Anthony is represented by a pig and a bell, and he's represented by the pig because people suffered a thing called St. Anthony's fire, and it was a medieval disease from ergot. So they ate this sort of hallucinogenic bacteria. And one of the only ways to cure it was with pig fat. So that's why he's associated with that. And then the bell is supposed to ward off temptation.
I wouldn't have known.
There you are, that's quite. That's the Victoire of Samothrace, which is obviously in the Louvre, and we deliberately put it up there because it sort of felt kind of slightly elevated, and, like it is in the Louvre, you know, up the stairs you go in the great main gallery. And yeah, it's just, you know, ancient and modern, something, antiquity reinterpreted. And also I like things to be kind of flying. I mean, here's an Annunciation after El Greco, who's one of my favourite artists. I've painted like versions of his work several times. So I like his work very much. And he used to make his figures out of small pieces of cloth dipped into clay, which he'd then sort of form into maquettes, and then he'd paint from those. So it really has sense for me to try and turn a painting of his into 3 dimensions when they were painted from 3 dimensions originally. And then this one just behind you is it's my last piece,
Really?
Recent piece, yeah, and it's a collage. So it's pieces of aluminium. I painted a friend of mine who's a film director several times.
Anyone I might know?
And then cut them up and recompose them. Yeah, he's called Sebastiano Diala Valva, and he does very good documentaries. Yeah, he's a friend of mine, and we're doing a film together. Actually, I did this performance. I pushed this sculpture from last year from Paris to Tours. This enormous sculpture of Balzac, 3.5 meters
Literally
high.
pushed it.
Yeah, we pushed it about. It was 300 kilometers. Yeah, it was hell. It was hell. It was like pushing a windsurfer with somebody heavy on it into the wind for 2 weeks. I mean, it took us about 6 months to recover. Anyway,
why
it was great fun.
Why were you pushing it?
Because I wanted to draw attention to the carbon footprint of the art market that nobody talks about, but stuff. We fly Richard Serra's, Corten steel sculptures across the Atlantic for an exhibition and then back, and each one sort of needs an entire jumbo jet or whatever, And nobody ever talks about that, and then people fly in their jets to see things and so on. So I thought, well, I was asked to take it from one museum to another to install it. So I just thought, well, I'll just walk it there,
Oh, I love that.
So,
It
was nice to get art out of the gallery as well, and people had a very different response, which was wonderful. This is based on a Tiepolo, who I love, the Triumph of Venus. So it's Venus. Yeah, I mean, it'd be quite fun to do a ceiling. I mean, it's a scene painting basically. Although this is actually, I think it's a study for it. It's in the Prado. But it's great fun it took a long time to paint that, I must say. And then this is a Delacroix that some chaps came in this afternoon and snapped up.
God, so you haven't even opened and you have another 3 red dots.
No, it's very, very lucky. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And let me show you this painting. This painting is quite fun. This one's reserved actually. But yes, it's called an infinity triptych. And what's good about it, what I've found amusing about it, is that you can change the sequence. So instead of having, this one, you can have, actually that's how I wanted to hang it. Here you've got the cactus and the fish complete, but the Gauguin postcard is separated.
And there it is on the other side.
If you want to do it the other way around, you can have the cactus and the postcard complete, but
transformation
the fish split. So basically, if you buy this, you can change
you have
it.
3 paintings
Exactly.
in one.
You've got 3 arrangements, so depending on your mood, you can. I actually want to move it around. Think about this one there.
How long have you been painting?
Sorry?
How long have you been painting? Like, when was your first?
I haven't really ever.
Like, were you 5 years old?
Yeah. I've honestly not really done anything else.
And what happened with your first painting? Is somebody keeping it?
My first painting, I probably got lost, destroyed. There's another. This is a painting after Flaubert. Hey, hello, William. How are you? This is Diane.
How are you?
Diane's doing a little video and I'm explaining the pictures to her a bit.
Well, we're almost finished, so.
But yeah, so this is Flaubert's. It's called Flaubert's parrot, and Flaubert, yes, had a parrot, and so and I love parrots, and also they're symbols of speech, and as it's called Speaking Volumes, it sort of made sense that it could be.
Great.
But I like them. They're colourful, and hello, Julie. No, come here.
Okay, so it's
No, but great to see you. Great. Thank you very much.
Huge luck for
Thank you
tonight.
very much. That's
And
very
have
kind.
a quick look
No,
at
but yeah. You're in. This is great. It's great. Well,
anyway, we're
Wonderful.
finished,
This
so
is
it's
Diane.
fine.
Look
Tell me,
fabulous,
sorry.
Diane.
What do you?